The Volusia Speedway Park, because race fans, this is what you saved your lunch money for. To the green here on night number 1 of Winter Dirt Games. Field going to race off into turns 1 and 2. Brady Bacon going to jump out to the early advantage. 3 wide for second. The 𝑯𝑰𝑮𝑯𝑻𝑺 entry quickly taking that spot away as they work into turns 3 and 4. He's going to look up to the outside line. Bacon up to the middle. He'll put that right rear out there, and he will block the lane as he'll come around to lead lap number 1. Bacon in the hunt 1 year ago here at Volusia before tragedy struck. We'll see if he can turn that around here tonight, but he's got company. Kyle Cummins working the outside through turns 3 and 4. He's going to come around, and he'll have the top spot. He will lead on lap number 2. So Kyle Cummins going to lead. Brady Bacon back to second. Dason Pursley in the meantime running in third. Logan Seavey back to fourth. Mitchell Moles in fifth. Justin Grant, Robert Ballou, Briggs Danner, Chase Stockin, and Kevin Thomas Jr. your top 10 in the early runnings here. As Cummins quickly going to get on the throttle and open up his advantage, brings it out to .837, more or less, over at turns 1 and 2. A couple of drivers still working around the hub a little bit further back in the field. Battle on the racetrack right now, looking a little bit further back, up across the nose of the 19. Here comes the 39. Briggs Danner steals the 6th spot away from Mitchell Moles. Those two have been fighting it out here over the last couple of laps. As Danner goes up to the high side, Moles down to the bottom in front of them. You've got another challenge brewing here. You've got the 4 and Justin Grant coming up on Logan Seavey. He's going to dive deep to the inside of turn number 1, up across the nose of the 57, and Justin Grant. He'll take over the 4th spot here in the NOS Energy Top Industries, number 4. Rolls about 3/4 of the way up the racetrack into turn number 3. Brings her onto the cushion. As behind him, Logan Seavey just went 4 wheels into the fluff. Kept it off of the wall, but that's going to cost him 1 more. Even in traffic, he's continuing to pull away. 2.214 seconds. Justin Grant, right now, he's the one to watch, the 4. Since the restart, he has twisted some life into the 7 of that thing as he has reeled in the 86. Tried to get a run up Pursley, couldn't do it that time through turns 3 and 4. Dives are deep into turns 1 and 2 again, still not able to get up next to the 𝑯𝑰𝑮𝑯𝑗𝑚𝑺 CV Industries number 86. Grant still right there, and they are both reeling in Brady Bacon. So the challenge for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th could be coming up here as they'll start to have to deal with some of those slower cars as your leader. 2.199 seconds to the good. He's got to hold on. He's got 4 more times around when he comes to the start-finish line this time. And we got one slow in the back straightaway. We'll see if he can limp it down into the pits, but there's a lot of smoke pouring out of the number 21 and a flash of fire as he's going to go ahead and come to a stop. That's Kobe Simpson. As we go back to Greenfield, past the NOS Energy start can, single file to the front straightaway. Top 4 drivers all going to make their way down to the bottom side of the speedway. First one to break rank is the 39 of Briggs Danner. So far, not able to make any headway here as he holds on to the 5th position. Challenge for 3rd. Once again, here comes the 86 of Pursley. Trying to work to the inside of the 4. Justin Grant off of turn number 4. Couldn't get there. Grant going to keep him at bay. 3 laps remain this time when they cross the start-finish line. Kyle Cummins able to get the jump of the charge on the restart. He will keep Brady Bacon at bay right now. Bacon trailing by just shy of a second. Pursley again closed up on Grant to try to challenge. Grant quickly pulling away onto the far side of the speedway. 2 to go this time. Next time around, white flag coming in this one. Danner still running at your top 5. Logan Seavey holds on to 6. Kel Drake in 7th. Mitchell Moles in 8th. Robert Ballou, C.J. Leary still your top 10. Ballou now looking for a little bit more here as they work onto the back straightaway. The 12 rolling outside of Mitchell Moles here. Bring the 21AZ into that mix as your leader takes the white flag. Now the 21AZ down to the bottom. He'll grab a 2-for-1 deal around to the front straightaway. So C.J. Leary going to go 10th to 8th here on the final lap, but will we make it to the checkered flag? Driver coming to a stop over turn number 4. Caution. Heartbreak for Jake Swanson. Cummins so far has been untouchable. Can he stay that way for 2 more? Getting a little bit of crossways on the bottom side there, just outside of the top 5. A couple of drivers having to get in the binders. Ballou was one of them. Battle for 2nd. Here comes the CV Industries number 86. Dason Pursley finding something here on the restart. Goes 4th to 2nd. They work onto the back straightaway, though, for the final time. And the sand is about run out of the hourglass as he works through turns 3 and 4. He's going to start his season off with victory. Kyle Cummins goes to victory lane here on night number 1 of Winter Dirt Games. And he's going to crawl out of the car. Race fans, let him hear it. Your winner, Kyle Cummins in 3. So he will start the season off with the cage stand, and we are going to hustle on through, get a quick word with our winner here tonight, and with that, let's go down to Drake.
Bring Kyle Cummins up to the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car National stage. Of course, what a difference a year makes for Kyle Cummins. Brian, you mentioned it a few times there. Ran second here at Volusia last year. Overall, wasn't really thrilled with how the Winter Dirt Games portion of the season went. Really, for much of the season, didn't feel like himself. You see there him talking to Cameron LaRose. Of course, Cameron going to be the teammate to Kyle Cummins for select USAC national races here in 2025. And he'll make his way up to the stage. Couple more hugs going around. How about our race fans? Your winner of night number 1 at Dirt Games is Kyle Cummins. Kyle, what a difference a year makes. You were second here last year. There's no question about that. But for the first part of the season, you didn't really seem like yourself. Now, first race out in the season, you're in victory lane. What a difference a year makes.
Yeah, I gotta... it's man, last year was rough, man. Last year was rough. Just got to get it up to the Lord Jesus Christ, keep me grounded, my family, my wife, my kids, everyone that's around me. You know, the team that we got now is, we're like family, and it's, you know, we're gelling really well. I knew the first practice last night at Ocala, the car was as good as I've had down here in Florida, and you know, just got to give it up to Jerry Petty for believing in me and give me this opportunity. And it took a year. It was a lot of work, and we finally found a good balance. And all the guys are working great together, and just all our sponsors, Premier Recycling, Apache Transport, with Phil Rossi there. Got you, Phil. Lucas Oil of Evansville, Bill Floyd's down here, supporting us with that good oil. I ran that thing the first 10 laps, I think. I never lifted off the floor, and it was hooked up good. And that motor got, thanks Stanton Engines, he's probably worn out with me changing and calling and changing and calling to get the engine program where I wanted it to be. And man, the engines run flawless. We haven't had any problems. And just everyone that helps us on board. There's a ton of people. Just thanks a lot. It's good to come down here, and Dason, out qualified us there a little bit, and it's good to be the first Avante car and put him in second. But there at the beginning, the car was just great, and I felt like I was struggling there at the end. I really didn't know where to go, and a caution when you're coming to the checkered is like the most terrible thing ever. So we got it done, and pretty excited to chalk this one up. I've never won here before. It's a big half mile. People say I can't run half miles, and I think we proved them wrong a little bit tonight.